The days at Horizon Investment Group began to change me. Not overnight, not like in the movies, but gradually, through discipline, through exposure, through pressure that shaped instead of breaking me. Every morning started earlier than the last. I arrived before sunrise. The building was quiet then, just the cleaning staff and the soft hum of machines. I would sit at my desk with financial reports spread open, studying market movements, learning investment structures, understanding risk models. Sometimes the CEO would arrive early too, coffee in hand, suit perfectly pressed. He'd pause by my desk. "You're here again," he'd say calmly. "I want to be ready." I'd reply. He would nod. Approval without praise. He arranged private training sessions for me, not basic ones, advanced ones, with senior analysts, investment strategists, legal advisors, people who handled billion-dollar portfolios. At first they questioned it. Why her? I overheard one whisper, but after the first session, their tone changed. "She's fast. She understands numbers naturally. She thinks long-term." I soaked everything in. My mind sharpened. My confidence grew. The girl who once counted coins was learning how money moved across continents. Weeks passed, then months, and suddenly I wasn't just listening anymore. I was contributing. I was predicting market turns before they happened. I was pointing out risks others missed. The CEO would lean back during meetings. Let me speak. And when I did, the room listened. My first big test came without warning. A manufacturing company Horizon planned to invest in was losing millions. Executives argued back and forth. Some wanted to pull out. Some wanted to double down. The CEO turned to me. "What's your assessment?" My heart pounded, but I spoke. I explained that the losses weren't from failure. They were from expansion costs. That the demand curve showed rapid growth in 6 months. That pulling out now would mean losing future profit. Silence filled the room. Then he nodded. "We proceed," he said. 6 months later, the company's stock tripled. Horizon made millions. My hands trembled when the reports came in. It had worked. That evening, the CEO called me into his office. The city lights glowed behind him. "You were right," he said. "I trusted you," I replied softly. He studied me. "And you delivered." There was something in his voice. Pride, respect, something deeper. My promotion came quietly. No big announcement. Just a new title on my email. Junior Strategy Associate. And a salary that made my breath catch when I saw it. I could afford an apartment, food without counting, clothes that fit well, rest without fear. For the first time in years, I felt stable. The outside changed too. My posture, my walk, my confidence. The way people looked at me shifted. Not with pity, with curiosity, with admiration. But inside the building, something else was changing. The way the CEO looked at me, the way meetings seemed to orbit around my ideas, the way he always made sure I was heard, the way he defended my decisions without hesitation. One evening, after another late strategy session, the rain poured heavily outside. I stood by the entrance, unsure how I'd get home. He appeared beside me. "I'll drive you," he said simply. The car ride was quiet. Soft music played. City lights blurred through rain-streaked windows. "You don't talk much about your past," he said calmly. "I try not to live there," I replied. He nodded. "Hard pasts create strong futures." I looked at him. "Why have you helped me so much?" His eyes stayed on the road. "Because talent should never be wasted," He said, a pause. And because I recognize strength when I see it, my heart beat faster. The tension grew in small moments, lingering glances, long conversations after meetings, the way his voice softened when speaking to me alone, the way silence between us felt heavy, but not uncomfortable, like something waiting to happen. But he never crossed a line, never touched my hand, never spoke feelings. He remained professional, controlled, yet present, always there, always watching. Another deal came, bigger than the first, a tech expansion overseas. Risky, complex. Executives doubted it. I spent nights analyzing data, then presented a strategy that balanced risk with growth. The CEO backed me again. The deal succeeded faster than projected. Profits soared. My reputation exploded inside the company. She's a genius, someone whispered. She's unstoppable, said another. Another promotion followed. Strategy lead associate. More responsibility, more trust, more influence. My life was changing at a speed that felt unreal. One afternoon, while reviewing acquisition files, I saw a familiar company name. At first, I thought I imagined it. Then I looked closer. My breath caught. It was his company, the one my ex worked at, the one he had left me to grow with his wealthy girlfriend's connections. Horizon was planning to acquire it, not a partnership, a full acquisition. And the financials weren't strong. They were failing, struggling, on the edge. My hands trembled slightly. This wasn't coincidence. This was power aligning with the past. The same man who left me because I was poor was about to fall under the company I now helped run, under decisions I would soon influence, under control I never imagined. I closed the files slowly, my heart pounding, because for the first time since that night in the dark apartment, I realized something. The future he chased was about to be decided by me, and he didn't even know it yet. The discovery didn't leave my mind, not during meetings, not during lunch breaks, not even when I tried to sleep. My ex's company name kept appearing in my thoughts like a warning, like fate clearing its throat before speaking. I told myself it was just business, that Horizon handled dozens of acquisitions every year. But something about this one felt different. Heavy, personal, unavoidable. A week later, an internal announcement went out. Mandatory board strategy meeting. Top executives only. Acquisition division attendance required. My name was on the list. My heart skipped when I saw it. I had attended meetings before, but never this level, never with the full board, never where final decisions were made. That morning, the building buzzed differently. Executives walked faster. Assistants whispered. Folders stacked high. Something big was happening. The boardroom was massive. A long glass table, leather chairs, screens on every wall. The city stretched endlessly behind the windows. I took a seat quietly, trying to steady my breathing. Moments later, the CEO walked in. The room rose to their feet. He nodded once. They sat. And just like that, the future of several companies was about to be decided. We're proceeding with a major acquisition, the CEO announced calmly. Slides appeared on the screens. Company profiles, market data, growth projections. Then the familiar logo appeared. My chest tightened. His company. Losses highlighted in red. Declining revenue. Poor management decisions. Risk alerts flashing across the charts. They were doing far worse than I imagined. On the edge of collapse. Without intervention, The CEO said, "They'll be insolvent within 18 months." Silence followed. The CEO turned slightly, which makes now the right time. Discussion began. Numbers flew across the room. Strategies debated. Some argued for partial ownership, others for full takeover. I listened quietly, absorbing everything. Then the CEO looked toward me. "Your assessment—" Every head turned. I took a breath. "They expanded too fast," I said calmly. "They relied on outside funding without securing long-term contracts. Their leadership lacks financial discipline." I paused. "But their core product is strong. With proper restructuring, it could become extremely profitable." The room was silent. Then nods appeared. He leaned back. "Exactly. We'll proceed with full acquisition," he said. My heart pounded. This was real. This was happening. Then came the words I wasn't expecting. "And I want her to lead it." The room froze. My breath caught. "She's proven her strategic ability," he continued. "She understands restructuring, growth timing, and risk management." Murmurs spread quietly. "This acquisition will be her project." Project. Director. Control. My chest tightened. "Effective immediately," he added. "She's promoted to project director." The title echoed in my mind. Project director. I had walked into Horizon with nothing, and now I was being trusted with a multi-million-dollar takeover. "Do you accept?" he asked calmly. I swallowed. "Yes," I said, my voice steady, even though inside everything was shaking. After the meeting ended, executives congratulated me, some with real admiration, some with forced smiles. But one thing was clear. I had crossed into a new level of power. Later that day, I reviewed the full financial breakdown, the deeper files, the hidden debts, the emergency loans, the mismanagement. His company wasn't just struggling. It was drowning. If Horizon didn't step in, it would collapse. Employees would lose jobs. Investors would lose everything. And his position, the leadership role he had chased after leaving me, would disappear. He had left me for stability, and now his stability was breaking. What made it even heavier was that he had no idea who was behind the acquisition. From his side, all he would see was Horizon Investment Group, a massive corporation offering rescue. He wouldn't see my name yet. He wouldn't know the woman he once left on a cold floor was now in control of his company's future. The CEO called me into his office after hours. "You handled the board well," he said. "Thank you for trusting me." I replied. "I wouldn't give you something this big if I wasn't sure," he said. I hesitated. "This company, it's personal to me." He studied my face. "Personal how?" I took a breath. "My ex works there. He's part of the leadership team." Silence followed. He didn't react immediately, just processed. "That explains the weight in your eyes when you saw the name." He said calmly, "Yes. Can you still handle it objectively?" I nodded. "I can." He watched me carefully. "I believe you," he said, then softly added, "but I also won't let you be hurt again." My heart tightened at his words. The days that followed were intense. Legal meetings, financial negotiations, strategic planning. I became the center of the acquisition process. Every report went through me. Every decision waited for my approval. Every timeline rested on my leadership. Somewhere across the city, my ex was unaware, still believing he had escaped struggle, still thinking money was security, still unaware that his company was in danger, and completely unaware that the woman he once abandoned was about to walk back into his life, not as a lover, not as someone begging, but as the person with the power to save or destroy everything he had built. The collision was coming. Slow, unavoidable, and when it happened, nothing would ever be the same. To be continued. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.